I'm constructing a boho off the shoulder top, and this is an absolute perfect pattern or sewing project for an absolute beginner to start with, and you're going to end up with a garment in a few minutes, and you will have confidence after you attempted this style. Attach the ruffle to the bodice after you've hemmed the underarm edges exactly according to the video for the boho off the shoulder dress. And now at this point we are going to add elastic into the back of the top, and we will show you in detail how to do that. Sew your elastic for the base of the top and for the top edge into a circle, and you're going to pin it in quarters around the base of the top and around the top edge at a distance of 2.5 centimeters, following the line that you've drawn earlier on from this tutorial. Follow the guidelines after you've pinned your knitted elastic to the base of the top, and stretch it and stitch it down using a stretch stitch on your sewing machine. You can actually just use an ordinary straight stitch on this because there's going to be no pressure on it, and there's so much stretch that it's not going to break. Stitch the elastic in the same manner to the top edge, and your off the shoulder boho crop top is complete. You can just see the stitching inside there. It's just, I've just used a straight machine to stitch it. You can obviously use shearing elastic to do the same thing, but this is a whole lot easier. As you can see here, I have printed out my pattern for the off-shoulder boho dress, and I'm now going to put it onto the fabric and cut it out. So to begin, you need to cut two of the bodice section. You need to place them to the fold. The PTF on the pattern piece shows you where you must place the pattern to the fold of your fabric. So you need two bodice sections, and you need two of the ruffle sections, and you can either pin your pattern pieces to your fabric, but it's far easier to use tailor's chalk or even a scrap of bath soap, as I have done here. That's actually a great trick, you know. I use that for all my tracing. Neatly cut out the top section. We're going to construct the top first before we add the skirt. Place the bodice right sides together. Place the ruffle right sides together. And now we're going to stitch along the outer edge of the ruffle, and we're going to stitch along the outer edge of the bodice. Overlock the sides of the bodice together, neaten off the sleeve edge and the base, so the ruffle side seams together, and neaten off the base. Mark a nick in the center front and back of your bodice, and a nick in the center front and back of your ruffle. Hem the edges of your armholes and hem the edge of the ruffle. Now with the ruffle, you can treat it in several different ways. You can actually leave it unstitched altogether. You don't even have to overlock the edge because the knit fabric for this dress wouldn't fray. And if you use something like a lightweight mesh in combination with a solid fabric, then that can look very, very nice. Or you can frill the edge, or you can add lace to the edge of the ruffle. We are now going to join the ruffle to the bodice, and we join the wrong side of the ruffle to the right side of the bodice. Overlock the bodice to the ruffle. You want the bodice the right way around, you want the ruffle the right way around, and you're going to put the ruffle on top of the bodice using the wrong side facing the right side of the bodice. All you have to do is attach the top section there, you see we've overlocked it, matching the necks and flattening the fabric for the distance that it will go without pulling or stretching. Measure a length of knitted elastic that fits comfortably around your shoulders. It should be about 102 centimeters for a size 34 and 4 centimeter difference per size. You're going to sew that into a circle with a straight machine, or you can use an overlocker to just sew it together and flatten it when you insert it. Mark the center, front and back of your bodice with the ruffle attached, and divide your elastic in 4 and pin it in quarters around the top of the ruffle. Overlock your knitted elastic to the top edge of your bodice, stretching it to fit. Hem the top edge, turning the elastic over and stretching as you stitch.